looks like.
No jello.
Oh no.
It's like, I saw you cooking in the kitchen. That means I should sit at my princess seat.
Oh boy.
Because we're gonna have dinner together.
We are.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely the only thing that means.
I think everybody is. We are. Looks like we're live on YouTube and also live on Twitch.
Perfect.
So, just looking at
Be joining
Abby's. Oh, joining shortly. There we go.
you. Have a cup.
Oh, I have it right here.
Okay.
It's all good. Yes. So I admit that I got a little bit lost in the sauce doing some operations stuff, and then I thought, okay, what am I gonna be doing tonight? And I thought, all right, we're gonna do some art streaming.
Art streaming.
Cool. Let me just organize this a little bit here. Just gonna see if I can't, like. Alright, so when it does. I see. Okay, so there's no real, like, full screen or exit full screen or anything like that. It's like, we could put it here. That's not bad.
Put it there.
We'll try it there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just can't be resized. I think that's kind of silly, but
Oh.
whatever. It's probably better if everybody can see the whole drawing rather than like our faces blocking some of it. So
Yeah.
hopefully that works. And here, Mabbies, listen to some music with me.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm CJ.
And I'm Mabbies.
And we are game devs in Tokyo that run a little cooperative called Studio Terranova. So during the past like couple of weeks, we've been doing a lot of promotion for Help I've Been Cursed with the Bubble Butt, and the reason is because we're doing a DLC. So as many of you might know in the video game world, it's like when things are completed can be a little bit sort of difficult. So right now we have all committed to it. We all have ideas for it, and we're putting down like work. So part of the work that I'm doing is making a new title screen for our DLC. So that is what we're going to be working on today, is the DLC for the title screen. But before we start that, I wanted to chat a little bit about Bit Summit, because we just went there. We just came from Bit
Yes,
Summit.
we did.
Yeah. So, how was it, Mabbies?
Bit Summit was a great time.
Oh, wait, what is Bit Summit?
Oh, what is Bit Summit? Well, it's a great time. And
It's
also,
a great-
an expo of indie games in Kyoto, Japan.
Yes. Yeah. And it happens every year. It normally happens in July, but this year it was, last year was quite hot. As things are getting hotter and hotter, people are starting. Kyoto in particular is pretty brutal. It's something about being in a valley, I think, or like there's something about Kyoto's topology that makes it particularly hot, but in the summertime it's even hotter than Tokyo, which is hard to say. So
I was very grateful for the early summer or late spring weather as opposed to the sweaty summer weather.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, we went there. We before we went to Bit Summit, we showcased a game. We showcased Help I've Been Cursed with the Bubble Butt at Gameland, to really good reviews, and then
Yeah.
went on to Bit Summit. We didn't show at Bit Summit proper, but we showed at an after party at Bit Summit,
Yep.
and um, it was a great time. We had a lot of fun hanging out with people and playing games at Bit Summit. I think one of the cool things about Bit Summit is like there are there's there's really hyper indie devs, and then there's more developed indie studios. So, for instance, like Devolver Digital was there, and uh, you could call that indie, but they're kind of like on a more larger scale than say like we are, right?
For sure.
Yeah. So it was cool to just like meet people and talk and hang out.
Lots of industry networking.
Yes.
And also, so Bit Summit is held across 3 days. There's a business day on Friday that we did not attend. And then the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, are both public days. So it's not just people who work on games or work in games, I should say. It's also folks from Kyoto bringing their kids. It's always fun to see what are the family favorites versus what are kind of the games popular with the out-of-towners.
In-towners, right? The Kyoto folks.
Yes.
Yeah. Mabby's and I were playing playing relative to some friends of ours' kids, and I just really enjoy seeing games from kids' perspectives because they just fundamentally value things very differently. A lot of the games that I make aren't necessarily for children. Like I can't necessarily show kids, and I do think that a lot of like smaller indie games are kind of like that, where like the way that the play style is, or the way that you know.
I personally think Help I've Been Cursed with the Bubble Butt, I hope has a teen or maybe preteen audience. I think it's got that appeal.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Depending on how progressive your parents are, maybe, but
I think a lot of people think the butts are going to be more sexy than the actual piece.
Right.
But yeah. I agree that Help I've Been Cursed with Bubble Butt is probably one of our most kid-friendly games, despite the title. But yes, very cool, very neat. And what were some games that stood out to us?
I enjoyed seeing the name is so hard to pronounce. Dungeon Crawler.
Ah, yes. Yeah, let's pull it up.
As the name implies, very dungeon crawler-esque mechanics, but also claw game mechanics.
Yeah, this is produced by Stray Fawn Studio, and it was lovely. Like
Yeah.
it was lovely to like talk with them and talk with them about just like the process. I also have to say I'm just particularly like love the like the rabbit characters.
Real cute characters.
Yeah.
Also buns. What's not to like?
Yes. Yeah. And you can make your own little like it's really cute. So it's got like the what is it, LGM energy.
The little green men
Yeah,
from Toy Story. Yeah.
The other thing that I really appreciated, and I just finished the game, was called Schrodinger's Call.
Hmm.
It is.
That was very good.
It's very good. Um, it was. Uh, I believe the illustrator was Achabox, and the publisher was Shueisha. And first off, like, the story is phenomenal, but second off, I really stand a well localized game, and this game really did great localization. It, originally in Japanese, great localization in English. So shout out to the localization team at Shueisha who did that, because it was quite being an indie dev in Japan. I now understand how important it is to localize into languages in a way that like really brings the characters to life and brings the story to life. And because this is a very story based visual novel, it is extremely it's extremely like important to get the words right. So the gameplay is a visual novel, similar to this selection right here. You pick up the phone and then you dial various people, and the purpose of the game is to save people. And the idea is that you're in a space that is kind of like purgatory or limbo, and other people on the other side of the phone have regrets about their life, and they are waiting for you to listen to them, and for them to talk about their issues and problems. And the story overall is very dark. It's very tragic, but it's also very beautiful, because ultimately I think the story is about love, and not to like you know not to give anything about the game away, but I think oftentimes many people's regrets when they're about to die is about love, whether they've loved enough or whether they had enough love in their life. So it's a really lovely game, and it's only a 7-hour playthrough, which was great for me because many visual novels are like 10 plus more hours.
Very true.
Yeah. So yeah, great. Those were the two games that kind of like stood out to us as cool, fun games. And the no, one more. I was gonna say, we didn't talk about Mount Low Mist.
Yes, that's a very neat game as well.
One of the things I really like about games is that, like, depending on what kind of person you are, you can appreciate games in a very different way. So, like, I think there's games that focus primarily on story, and then there's games that focus primarily on mechanic. And, like, within the indie world, or I guess within game players, sometimes I see people judging one type of person or another, which I think is kind of silly.
Yeah.
Because, we're all appreciators or aficionados of games. Mount Lemist is a game on the opposite end of Schrodinger's Call, where Schrodinger's Call is very narrative based. Mount Lemist is very mechanics based. And so it is about scaling to the top of a mountain using like a hook shot. And there are various puzzles and things. You don't have any jump ability, so you have to kind of like claw your way up different parts. And if you see this screenshot right here, the images that have the stars on them are ones that you can't sink your hook shot into. So there's a lot of like trying to figure out, okay, how far does the hook shot go? How long do I? There's actually also not shown in here, but there's a stamina bar that slowly goes down as you're kind of like climbing. So you have to take breaks from time to time, but you have to figure out within the limited time that you have where can you possibly, get to. So it's a lovely game. It will be coming out soon. Well, I'm not really actually sure. Soon is what it says. But yeah, you can wishlist it, and I think you would make the dev really happy. So yeah, as an aside, it's interesting because I feel like a lot of or a lot of interface dramas or like fake OS games can be very um, like there's a really clear split between story based and mechanics based. Like if it's an interface drama, it's either like really mechanics based, like Zachtronics Last Call BBS,
Sure.
or it's very story based, like Terra Nova or Normal Fantasies.exe.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good breakdown. I enjoyed a few games that were definitely more in the narrative space, but explored some cool mechanics too. I think Orwell was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's a game about very dystopian online surveillance. But the narrative involves, or the gameplay involves looking through different websites and blogs and phone recordings and things to find clues and to link those to each other.
Yep.
To make conclusions.
Yep. So that's good. Oh, also, I haven't played. I haven't played Neurocracy all the way to the end, but there's also some pretty good mechanics in there too around like investigative or like the root trees are dead. I think it's really like on a spectrum. You know what I mean? Because there's ones that are like purely just like you click a choice and then the story advances. But then there's other ones that like you solve puzzles for the story to advance. Okay, we have done enough of chit chat, so let's get into it.
Yep. Good bit of recap. Now let's get on to the butts.
Yep. So. Let's see. What have I been doing? Okay, right. So I'm gonna try not to spoil all the stuff that's happening in Bubble Butt right now. The other thing that we're gonna bring up, I think, is I'm gonna bring up some reference images of the characters in Bubble Butt because I noticed something the other day that was very embarrassing, which is that the main character of Bubble Butt does not have a canonical shoe color because both Jaren and I draw the Bubble Butt character with like two different shoe colors.
Ah, okay.
And like I probably will end up I'll probably end up, or I'll probably end up doing whatever, like I may edit some of the like illustrations to be a little bit more convergence with each other, I guess. But it was just like one of those things. I mean, I feel like that's one of those things that like you get far enough in a comic and you're like, oh, why do I keep drawing this person's hair differently?
Sure. It feels like one of those Cinema Sins style breakdown things where they're watching a movie and being like, see, in this shot he was drinking a Coke, but in this shot it's clearly a Sprite. why did the drink change? And it's like, because it doesn't actually matter. But
Yeah, yeah.
Good on you for noticing, I guess.
It's true. Okay, so we are gonna... This is our character here that we're gonna do a little reference for. Oh man, Bublina's great. Okay.
Oh, we missed it, CJ. Bonnie asked if you were going to Google pictures of feet again.
No, not again. Not that damage to my reputation anymore. But you never know. You never know what's gonna happen on streams like this. And wait, yes, okay. The good thing is I already have a foot reference pick here. I can't imagine it would be um, pleasant to kick someone with high heels like this.
For you or for them?
Both, honestly.
Yeah.
It's
Not really the shoe type I would recommend if you're getting into martial arts, but
true.
also not the kind of shoe I'd want to get kicked with.
True, true.
What about you, CJ? If you had to be kicked, Crocs,
A fuzzy bunny slipper,
fuzzy
maybe?
bunny slippers, that's a good choice. It's probably even better than Crocs.
Okay. I think Jaren's art is awesome. I um I have a mad respect for her as an artist, and I mean, she said the same thing about my work too, which makes me happy.
Yeah. CJ, I hope you don't mind me telling the chat this. Y'all are missing out on a very good piece of comedy, which is that the title or the folder that this reference art comes from, which is cut off on the stream, but it is in the assets folder.
Yes, we did purposely name it assets.
Yeah.
Because it is their assets.
Mm.
I hope you're not trying to get me banned on stream again for saying bad words.
I hope not. And I hope the source code also has an assets folder in it. Like, no one will notice unless they bother to inspect it, but
if that isn't the case, I might change it if it doesn't really like screw up all the pathing.
yeah.
Okay, Pablina has crazy hair.
Hmm.
Oh, she's got those like cute apple cheeks that I want to. I imagine her hair doesn't move that much, actually, now that I think about it. I mean, we should probably give it more, like, movement, but they're bubbles, right?
Mm.
Like, they probably jiggle, but they don't really, like, go anywhere.
Yep, yep. Like those gifs people up or videos people upload to Instagram where they're just like jiggling a pudding.
That's my entire Instagram.
Yeah.
Don't call me out like that.
It's reference.
It's reference. It's all reference. That's why I Google pictures of Shaggy's feet. Whoa. Yeah, I like canonically that like Bublina's super cute but can throw down if she wants to.
Yeah. Yeah, the unkempt hair really does sell the "don't mess with me."
Right?
Alright, you gotta get those fairy wings in there still.
Yeah, I know. I think. Hold on. I have lots of things I need to do.
Sure, sure.
Uh, oh yeah, she's got. Hold on. She got fairy gloves.
Fairy gloves. Yeah. Shoulder poofs.
Fun fact: this is my first time drawing Boblina.
Alright.
There's no scenes with her in it.
Mm-hmm.
Just the Bubble Butt character and what's his face? Bubble.
Yeah.
Gotta like. Okay, I definitely I drew where the wings were gonna be. Where's that dinosaur? Okay. Okay, yeah, it's in the back layer like it should be.
Alright.
We are going to change the dinosaur's pose because she's kicking up, and we want the dinosaur to also be. Now, wings. I imagine she has like a heart thing in the back for her wings. Let's see.
Good evening, Barrow. We are doing some art for Bubble Butt.
Yep.
Bubble Butt DLC.
Just a fun little illustration work. There we go. One of the things that I kind of like about uh, one of the things I like about Bubble Butt is I think all of us don't take it too seriously,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's probably good for game dev in general. If you get too like I don't know overly attached to things, it can be very difficult. Like to let go of stuff.
Yeah.
Might keep some of this in here because I still want to like. Something like this. How's everybody doing tonight? As we're doing some arts. Oh, we can talk about Bit Summit again.
You can, yeah.
Barry,
you came in after the Bit Summit recap that we did earlier, but it was a nice time. We really enjoyed going, and we got to show off Bubble Butt at one of the after parties.
It's cool because like Bit Summit really straddles the as Matt was saying earlier, Bit Summit straddles the kind of like expo that people can just go and enjoy and like take the kids to and like an industry networking event. It's not as big as TGS, and honestly, I mean, I can already kind of see like some TGS slash like GDC type stuff like coming into the mix, and I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like I would like it to stay as indie as possible for as long as possible.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a mix between certainly I like Bit Summit and I hope it continues to be able to happen. But I also know that there's the tendency to, oh well, it was successful this year. We ought to make it bigger next year, and it's not necessarily what I want for Bit Summit. Is I think the more staying small, staying indie is my hopes for it. But
yeah.
yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I just want some cupcakes. That's a good analogy.
Yes, exactly. But the great part about like the Tokyo indie scene is that there's a lot of different like levels of conventions here. So like what I mean by that is like there are expos with which to show like show games at a level that's like yeah, I just finished this like cool demo game and I just wanted to show it to people.
Yeah.
There are like really, really, really indie events for that. And then there's also indie events for people who are just kind of like, okay, I want to do something with this. I don't really know what. I'm gonna like put something together and see what happens. Um, and then there are shows for people who are like actively looking for publishers, and I feel like all of those are like valid reasons for making video games. Um, I mean, for what it's worth, like I we're kind of in the midst of becoming more wanting to be known more as a game studio. So like I think our transition to that was relatively slow. Um, just thinking about other people's experience with the game industry.
I was gonna say, I think related to that, there's a trend that happens a lot in indie games where if a small studio makes their first game and it's a big hit, they'll really try to go all out on the next game and uh, have grand ambitions for it. And the reality is, not every game you make is going to be a hit, and you can't afford to go all out on every game. That is going to bankrupt your studio.
Right, yeah.
So it's a little sad to see that when it happens, but um, it's cool to see when um, studios have had some success and are able to sustain that, not through um, trying to chase hype, but just by continuing to put out cool games.
We were actually talking about that a lot with Stray Fawn as well.
Yeah.
That like they've been around for 10 years, and I was like, oh,
Which is just positively ancient as an indie studio, really.
yeah, yeah. So we were talking with them about like, you know, doing things sustainably because we're a very small studio and we want to continue to grow sustainably over time.
Yeah.
What do you think? Wibbly arms?
The wibbly arms are so good.
Alright. Technically, this is supposed to be Godzilla, so we're gonna look at a reference image
Okay.
again. Well, it's like legally distinct Godzilla.
Legally distinct reptilian kaiju.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Oh, that didn't work. Alright, this is the best we're gonna have to do. I wanted to keep the um, Well, so I was thinking about, um, I was thinking about like, the overall composition of this, and I was like, I want this to be kind of like a triangle composition, but then I chose poses that were not triangle related, and I was
Right.
like,
Yeah. Hmm.
cursed and cursed by my own hubris. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna arrange some stuff. Yeah, we're just gonna arrange some things. You know what I mean?
There you go.
This is actually what I've noticed. Like,
Cool.
yeah,
I'll rotate. Yeah, there we go.
yeah. Artists love doing this, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, being like, oh, I chose poses that were not great. I think I'm gonna put something down here in this corner. I don't know what it's gonna be. Like maybe some zombies or something.
Mm.
Ooh. Um. Oh, you're
working
not
on a new game.
not ready to give up multiplayer again. That's good.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like I feel like that's always the I don't know. I come back in like this has happened many times when we do games is like I go back and forth between like do we need this feature? No, it's worth it. Versus like, oh, it's a pain in the ass. I don't want to implement this.
Yep.
Okie dokie. So I think the composition's looking pretty good. Now we gotta make this dinosaur creature come to life here. I recently, not related to, not related to Bubble Butt, but I will show you something. I recently started doing some, or like I recently downloaded some really cool brushes. Um, Pull this on. So this is this is like the result of some of my experiments in these brushes. So these are color mark brushes, which are supposed to, um, uh, be what's the word? Saigensitter. Recreate, yes, to recreate the experience of working with Copics, which back when I was really doing a lot of comic work, I worked a lot in Copics, like traditional screen tones, like cutting traditional screen tones, pen and ink, and Copics. And since transitioning to digital, I've been frustrated because there's not a lot of like layering capacity.
Yeah.
But I honestly have been really, really happy with these brushes. Again, they don't pay me, but I was just like, wow, these brushes are really good. Hold on, I'll show you what I mean. So like, we'll make a new layer here. I'll pull the palette in. If I wanted to do something like this and pull in the color marker, yes. Okay, so they've got like outliners, which I think is pretty neat too. The all of the brushes are based off of high quality scans of like the actual tools, which I think is part of the reason why it is so lifelike.
Yeah.
But you've got your chisel, you've got your big fatty. For those of you who've worked with Copics, it's like chisel and brush are the two like big ones.
Yep.
And so like you got your all right, so we're gonna do a little. Oh, look at that, and you can see like it really does look like the Copic coloring, right? And
Yeah.
then you're like, all right, well, I'm gonna put a little layer on a little bit. Oh,
Yeah,
oh
there we
yeah.
go.
And you love that layering. Like this to me was like my bread and butter of Copics is just like slowly getting in that nice tone.
Mm.
And if you're like, okay, I want to add a little bit of color around it. It's got the same like layering properties as the Copics too. So super beautiful. Um, None of these work well with like in order to overlay white, you would want to get a different different type of like opaque brush. So here's the oh nope brush tip smooth. Okay. Oh yeah. So yeah, it's pretty good. Um, I used to do this a lot, where I would slowly fill in a character thing because I to be honest I was very scared of using the chisel tip back when I was using Copics.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so then if you wanted to be like, all right, I want to do something like this, there's a couple of like these are the rough inkers, which look cool when you're doing like. So yeah, very similar to like masking and stuff on. Um, I admit I'm like quite charmed with these pens. So I think that the best part about Bubble Bud is kind of the like overall. Um, yeah, I was gonna say, not being able to use these brushes. I think that it's like if you've used Copics before, I think using color mark is very easy because you have to like learn the layering a little bit more.
Yeah.
And like there is, I wonder if I have the book still. I used to have a book that was like about Copic, like creating stuff with Copic, and it was basically like my Bible for years and years and years. And basically, what it was
I'll bet it's still around. I'm gonna go check the shelf.
okay. um, but it's a book that not only shows you how to do like layering with different types of Copics, but they also had a bunch of different illustrations from very famous artists at the time, like Kazuya Minekura from Sayuki, and they polled them about like what Copics they used in a particular illustration. So they would actually like point out, okay, this is like E00, and then this is like CO2, and one of the things that like I really appreciated about it is because like I was just starting out, so it was like, what kind of color sets should I use? And to be like totally honest, I think when you buy like the color set that is intended for people who don't know what color set to buy, you end up kind of not using a lot of colors because it might not fit your art style, it might not fit the skin tones that you want to be working with. And so through that book, I would look at the different artists and their styles and say, oh, that's the skin tone I want, or like that's the clothing type that I want my character to have. And then I would just buy that Copic or that like complement to that Copic, and slowly I made this like collection of Copics, like basically on, I was very didn't have a lot of money at the time, so it was just like marker by marker, right? I would prioritize the skin tones first because I thought it was really cool to color in skin tones, and then I could use like, pencils or something like that for the hair, like, and then I would say, okay, I'm wanting to use more like black and white Copics and stuff. So, but Copic is I think out of business now.
You
find it?
I didn't find it.
It's probably somewhere.
Yeah, possibly a different shelf, but that's
Yeah.
alright. I don't know if Copic is around anymore.
Yeah.
Bought by somebody else. I don't know. There are still good quality alcohol-based markers. That
Mexp, I think, is one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. That are preferred by illustrators who like to do traditional, not digital.
I think
drawings,
Copic got like eaten into Deleter or something. I can't remember what the. I mean, Copic is still around though.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. It's weird because
still around.
Because like Copic's kind of rebranded to this like all around crafts thing, and like
yeah,
I'm a little bit like, yeah, it was for professional artists beforehand. Like, let's see what just regular markers. Ah, yeah. Yeah, these are the classic ones that I ended up. Okay, they still make them. They're just different. Yeah. The other thing that was like, yeah. Hold on. We're gonna do a little show and tell.
Hey.
This is not related to. I guess it's related to art in general, but okay. So these are my Copics from like way back when. Some of them are probably a little bit dry, but still like totally usable.
We're blurry now. Did we get blurry?
Yeah. So this set is like the result of years and years and years of collecting like one marker by one marker by one marker. So like I did not buy all of these at once. These were like, really, really like carefully decided. And I'm pretty sure the very first two colors I got were E00 and W2, if you can see them. And the reason why is because E00 is skin white, or, I mean, it's like peach white.
Yeah.
And W2 is warm gray, which means that with warm gray you can layer on a lot of different colors, so you don't necessarily have to buy the color's complement. It's just a gray that you like layer on top of your Copics. Saved me a lot of money. One of the other things that I think is really cool is, so this is grayish olive, which strangely enough became one of my most like used colors. You'd be surprised how many characters have like green in their eyes that like grayish olive works with, or grayish olive pants, or gray military jackets. Like this does everything. So I was surprised because I thought this was going to be a one-off color. So what I ended up doing is buying the Copic various inks, which are the like ink recharge
refills
stuff
that you can put back in the marker.
I don't know if Copic still does this. This is the part that like, so what you can do is, this is already dried out, right? But you can use a tweezer and you can actually pull the head of, there we go, pull the head of this marker up and out. And then you can fill this with ink here, which is still wet. and then you can either put in a new one, like a new tip. The tips are relatively like you have to get them from like a Copic specialty store, uh, but as far as I can tell, like you can find brush tips like these types of brush tip pens at like typical like art stores and stuff.
Yeah.
So you put in a new tip if you want. Same with like the chisel one. Oh my god, this chisel is like. Wait, can you see how like?
You can see how it's been used quite a lot.
Yeah, it's been used a lot. So you fill it up with ink and like I don't know if you can hear my ASMR, but like
Hey.
it's not gonna dry out anytime soon.
Yeah.
I've kept these in like a cool dry place, and oh, where's my mint blue? Oh, my mint green. Hehe. um, I really liked the kind of like more pastel colors with like a shot of something. So I used to do stuff like this. So like BG10 cool shadow, BG11 moon white, and then I would do like layer on a much like darker or deeper color, BG13 mint green. So you can see like these three together make probably like a really exciting eye or hair color or something like that. I would say like the mid tone is probably the light mid tone, and then this would be the shadows. Uh, yep. So anyway, I digress. I will probably never be like entirely getting rid of all of my traditional art stuff because honestly, it's fun to make, and I learn a lot. I've realized some about digital medium is that a lot of digital stuff simply mimics the physical stuff, and so if you haven't learned the physical stuff, it can be very difficult to understand why the digital stuff is acting the way that it is. So like if I had a pack of watercolor like brushes that were doing like crazy things that I didn't understand, and so then I started just saying like, okay, I'm just gonna work with watercolors for a while, and I took some time to do watercolors, and then after that, I got a lot more understanding about like how bleeds happen or how colors lay on top of each other. Yeah, you're right, Kata, that the starter kits do make a really good gift. Yeah, I think for anybody who's just starting out, like I said, if you're if somebody is gifting it for you, great. But like if you're using your money, uh, if you don't have a lot of money and you're using your money to get a starter kit, I would suggest getting like half the amount of what a starter kit is, and get the colors that you're actually going to use because like you can actually do a whole lot with Copics with not a lot of colors, especially with like the layering. Yeah, and colored pencils layer well on top of dried Copic. So like that, or you can use white gouache. Um, that's another way of doing it. The other thing that you can do with Copics, again, not to turn into a Copic salesperson, but the other thing that you can do is Copic. I don't know if they still do it anymore, but they have a Copic airbrush, so you can use the ink um, in. There it is, the Copic airbrush set. So you put a can of compressed air on this little thing right here and just attach a Copic marker to the airbrush set, and it will use the alcohol ink in your marker to just like basically spray. You can use like an airbrush effect. Um, this is super cool. I actually have my friend gifted me a compressor, like an air compressor for like an actual airbrush. So I need to get a head for that, but yeah, the Copic airbrush costs like a huge fortune. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how much it costs now. I remember it was something ridiculous. Where can you buy this? Whoa. Oh, this is. Oh my god, this is such a great graphic for the shop. Okay. There's an official shop in there's an official Copic shop. Hold up.
Where is?
Where is it?
Where is
Ochanomizu.
Ochanomizu.
No way. We gotta go.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I didn't even notice that. Wow. Okay, there's one in Yokohama and in Osaka. Yeah. Hey. This is definitely like totally my vibe.
Mm.
All right, so the Copic Senyo page, related items.
Yabrashi.
Airbrush. Oh, no tool, none, no airbrush. Maybe it's not. Ah, yeah, there it is. The tweezers and stuff. Yeah, and they also sold an opaque white. Again, you don't need to, like, you don't necessarily need to get all the tools for that stuff. Kato said, most of my art materials are things scrounged from neglected classrooms and floor crevices. Yeah, I wonder if it's out of stock or they stopped using it or whatever. Anyway, we're going to go back to our drawing now.
Right.
But it was a fun foray into the world of markers. And also into just yeah. Matt, do you know the little lips that alligators have?
Alligator lips.
Have you ever looked at lips of an alligator and you thought, have you ever looked at the alligator's lips?
Yeah.
Thank you. We're currently sketching together for one of the video games that I'm making. Welcome, folks. Okay, well, if you haven't seen...
We're gonna look up some alligator lips.
Open. Look! Look at this little guy right there.
Got that little guy right there.
Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about when I was drawing this. Alligators have some great and some great mouths.
Yeah.
Oh, let me pull the palette away. Oh, it's too much.
I know this is probably me projecting my own biases and whatever, but I think lizards and snakes and reptiles always look so content. They've got a good, pleasant smile on their face.
I agree. How's that biased?
Well, I don't know if they're actually content all the time. They probably have a range of emotions. They just have a certain look on their face. Resting lizard face.
That's resting lizard face.
Yeah.
I think that if lizards are warm, they typically are happy.
True.
There we go. Little dinosaur spikes here. Oh no. This dinosaur isn't. Okay. Okay. All right. So we've got. All right. Let's pull in some of my favorite flat brush. Okay, so you know that this is kind of the dark background.
Pharaoh says they've been watching Tonight at the Museum, and it's a quiz show about nerdy questions where the winner gets to put an item in the museum.
What would you put in a museum?
What would I put in the museum? I want to know what other people put in the museum. What am I competing with?
Good question.
I feel like if I had to pick an item to put in the museum, I might go with really detailed plastic food from Kapabashi.
Oh, detailed plastic food. That's cool.
Yeah.
Now, why would you pick that?
I think it's just very culturally cool. Deserves to be remembered. Probably there aren't lots of museums with plastic food unless they're specifically a plastic food museum.
No, fair enough.
Also, I could be like, I went to this restaurant and I ordered this thing, and that's the one. That's the one that we're putting in the museum now. Great.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
You got one for me, CJ?
Hmm. Thinking. Um.
I think pelicans can be lethal. Depends on who you are. Probably not to a human. That doesn't mean they won't try. You've seen pelicans trying to eat things.
Wait, you would put a live pelican in a
Well,
museum?
you can't put the pelican in the museum, but the pelican is part of the question. The question is this animal cool or lethal? I think you have to decide it based on what it sounds like. You just get the sound clip. I don't
Ah.
actually know what a pelican sounds like. I assume it sounds like a bass seagull.
A bass seagull.
Tenor seagull?
Alto seagull?
Alto seagull. Your typical seagull is probably an alto. Yeah, I know that. I know that pelican trying to eat a capybara. That's what I'm talking about. Pelicans trying to eat dogs or capybaras or things that are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They measure just like snakes do. Snakes measure.
Yeah, they're like, is this thing? Am I bigger than this thing? If so, well, I could probably. Eat it.
Yeah, probably eat it. Mm. I always thought like, do you remember that Museum of Ephemerata that we went to one time?
We did back in Austin.
There was a box that was contained one strand of Willie Nelson's hair that he donated to the museum, and I thought, you know, that's cool too. Like one strand of a famous person's hair feels like, just a weird thing to put in a museum. But I also think it says something about our fascination with celebrities too.
Yeah.
But I also like that he donated his hair to that museum.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
like, I suppose it would have to be a
It was a proper donation.
Yeah,
They were just honoring that, of
Right.
course.
yes.
Yeah.
Aww.
Got a
yeah.
great pick.
The
Great
wedding
pick for
ornaments.
museum. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I guess you could do something that's like personally meaningful to you. Hmm. Honestly, if I had pictures of my high school bedroom, I wish you could have seen it. Um, I was really into using our family printer to print out photos of like anime characters and also Visual K bands. So I had like an entire wall dedicated to like I think it got to two, you know, I probably have a photo of it somewhere, but like just two walls dedicated to just like all of these small photos that I printed out from the old internet and like stuck them on my wall.
Yeah.
And uh it was great. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm blocking out like the um colors that I not colors, but like I'm blocking out the foreground and the middle ground. Okay. Let's see here. And then there's probably. Oh, that's too much. Don't want to. Then, in the same area, we probably want to do.
Gonna get me a good blam.
Yeah, blam.
Blam.
Blam. Right in the face. Alright, so you may have been asking yourself, CJ, why did you shift all the characters to the right?
CJ, why did you shift all the characters to the right?
That's a great question. So the reason why I shifted all the characters to the right is because in title screens in Ren'Py, the UI is typically on the left, and so when we're making stuff for Ren'Py, we need to think about that and consider where the position of the UI
leave
is.
room for the buttons.
Yep. So like, let me see if I can find him. There it is. So this is like a really typical,
very default.
very default.
Yeah.
So you can see on the left hand side here, there's like an area for the UI, and you don't necessarily have to set the UI to this area. It's just that's what the default is, and that's what the default is on BubbleButt. So decided to do something like that, and I'm okay with this guy's face being hidden a little bit because he's like our secret villain guy. So it's okay if he's like shrouded in mystery. I think the sort of just general like vibe here is you know, the three characters here, and then there's like things or people that they're fighting in the background. Cool. All right. Now that we have done that, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that I have. I'm gonna make sure that these are opaque, because the next step that I'm gonna do is gonna be blocking out color, and I want to make sure that no color bleeds in from the other. Maybe you can't see the yellow bleeding through this character's pose, but I can, so I'm gonna be. And we'll add back in light if we need to, because this character is going to be like backlit or like lit by the yellow glow behind them.
Yeah.
but that will be a later thing. All right, that's pretty good. Okay, so I have this character. I want to. We're gonna bring our palette back. Um, I have this character. I want to put colors on them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do alpha lock so that I can just sort of draw around with um, no particular regard to the boundaries except for the boundaries of like. So if I put the alpha lock on, I can just draw all the way to here, which is cool. Sometimes,
Definitely one of the cool things about working digitally.
yeah, putting on automatic masks is really nice. Sometimes for blocking colors that are really, if I want really like precision blocking, I'll just use not paints, but like a pen or something.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I could separate all my layers out really nicely, but I think just one color layer for this is fine. I used to be the kind of person that would like block out each individual thing, like skin and hair and eyes on their individual layers. Then I realized, then I forgot what those layers were, and then I just would paint skin on the eyes layer or otherwise, and so just make it easier for myself, I think.
Yeah. As far as workflow goes, I think painting all your colors on one, maybe not literally all of your colors, but painting multiple colors on one layer is not so bad because if you do want to separate them out later, there are some pretty good digital tools for select similar color, and then you can uh, go move those to another layer later.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I was gonna say the select tools are great for that too.
Yeah. Could always need a little cleanup work afterwards, so, a little forethought if you know that you're going to want it on a separate layer is good, but I don't think it's too necessary.
Yeah. Hello. We've got more people in from the YouTube side of things. Hi
Hello,
everybody.
YouTube.
How you doing? You can see some of the people in the Twitch chat. Hope everyone's having a good evening or morning. Ooh, sorry about that. We're doing some work for Bubble Butt, one of our games. Okay. I remember really liking the hairstyle, like the way that the hair kind of bounced, had a little bit of levity to it in this.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, cool. Yep. Yes. It has green eyes. Why do we give actually can't remember the why we made the choices that we made on the color palette, but well, I bet we can do this. Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
This is also another really nice part about like putting down um,
Digital coloring.
yeah, digital coloring as you can make. Now I can't remember. I think. I think. Oop, nope. Um, I think this was the gene color. Is that right? Or were we working with? Like, this seems so close to the other color, though.
Check your
Oh yeah.
reference folder.
Okay, go to yeah, bubble butt surprise.
There you go. All right. So looks like the
I think it's the same color as the hair.
yeah, that looks right to me.
Must not have gotten all of the move the alpha lock here and this in a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Cool. So there you go. Starting pretty good.
All right. I want someone to screenshot the very excellent accidental alignment we have where the reference art we've got a character's face here and then it disappears right into the emoji from the comment.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. Alright, cool. Pretty good. So now we're gonna add some lighting. Okay, so thinking about lighting now. Characters backlit. Well, okay. The character is front lit, but probably like there's probably a light in front of them, and there's also probably light behind them as well. So they're probably not gonna have that many shadows.
I think I would start shading them like you're doing with the as though the light source is directly above and the shadows are just straight down.
Okay. Maybe.
And something we can after getting the main shadow areas in is with the backlight, it might be cool to do like a little rim lighting kind of a thing.
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, always looks very cinematic.
What do you think about that, Matt?
That's pretty good.
All right.
Something I gotta ask about. Have you do you have a good way to mirror left right?
You mean like?
Just flip the whole image.
Yeah, we can flip it.
All right. And I'm not saying you should flip it for permanently, but just flip it to get a fresh look,
Ah, yes, 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 yes.
and then flip it back.
Whoa, that's weird.
Okay. Yeah, I was feeling like their eyes are not quite
Yeah,
on the right eye line.
agree. Okay, let's fix that.
Yep.
We love a good eye flip. Actually, you know what? I think it's this eye that's normal, and this one's a little
Yeah.
whack. Hold on, it's messing me up that there's like color behind this.
Yeah.
Turn it off. That's fine. Something tells me I did not ink this in the pen that I'm to work with. Let's see if this is
A little thinner, but yeah, that's could be the one.
the pen.
Yeah,
We
just
do.
gonna scoot. Give that a little scoot.
Yep.
Gotta give it a scoot.
Let me reset this real quick. Like a very small rotation. That you can.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know. Looking a lot better.
I like it. Yeah, so the moment of truth is, if you flip it back, do you still like it?
Hold on.
Well, yeah, we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
But
I like this one.
there you go, yeah.
Alright, cool. Alright, let's see. Nope. It's bothering me. Hold on. This is what happens when you start fixing one thing. You're like,
Yeah.
oh no. Like, I guess I could use this, like, the symmetry tool for this, but, like, I don't like that.
Nah, I think having a uh, little imperfection is important for faces, especially.
Okay, yeah, I like that. And also we gotta lift the ear a little bit. Yeah, good. All right, little moment of truth. We're gonna flip it back.
Flip back. We gotta redraw the. Uh,
Yes, yes. Oh, that looks pretty good actually.
I like it.
All right, cool. This back. That's pretty good.
You know, I still kind of want that tiny 1 or 2 degrees rotation on the other eye, but I don't know if Procreate's gonna let you.
Yeah.
Maybe best to leave it alone. Who knows?
I feel like I am gonna mess with this for a while, and so I think it's worth it to just start with.
Move on. We got the rest of an image to do.
It's true.
All right.
Well, the thing is like, eventually we're gonna get to the point where we're just gonna start tweaking everything, right? Like, every time that you see like artist speed paints or whatever, which by the way, um, the video recording. So yeah.
Yeah.
So the video recording for this is ridiculous because it goes through almost every single scene in Bubble Butt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but like almost every time lapse recording that you see you'll see like sketches and then somebody like moving the sketches around and then
We got some inking.
the inking and then moving the inking around and then doing all the color blocks and everything and moving all of that around. So like it's it's a process. For what it's worth, this image that I'm showing right now is one of the ones that I really want to redo, but I am trying really hard not to. The grandma on the back is great. There's no
No notes.
no notes
yes.
on it. It's perfect. But like, I think I like every time I look at the car, I'm like, that's not how you draw a car. Like. This wasn't bad posing. This wasn't terrible, but it was also like I kind of drew the car as an afterthought, and it should have been the main thing that I was drawing.
No, the main thing was the butt. We all know it. It was the right choice.
But yeah, I took a lot of time just being like, okay, well, how do we get like all of this situation here? All right, we got the lines and everything. Make that all nice and cool. Okay, bring back the car. Lines, very good. Again, it doesn't matter if the car looks all messed up, right?
Yeah, I mean, the car being messed up is kind of the point too, right?
Right, yes, yes, of course. Yeah, I wanted to make a little wiggle in the butt when the impact happened.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, this one was amazing. I kept redrawing the butt, being like, it has to be bigger. This is when Bubble Butt, your character, stops a meteor with their button.
Excuse you, CJ. It's an asteroid.
Sorry, an asteroid. I kept pulling in the other one because I was like, oh, what are the color palettes? And I finally made a color palette for the after some time. This was good because I could like basically repurpose all this, right? Again, these guys in the back, no notes. I just love they're kind of like, what? My only regret is that people cannot see the space in the like the UI is overlapping the main character's face in this, and this is such a great like this scene is ridiculous. Look at that power. I think there's just a lot you can do with like really simple illustrations, you know? Every time I get too in the weeds about stuff, I tend to be like, okay, how can I make it more simpler? Yeah, I wanted to make the asteroid just be like really intense impact. We should make postcards of this face. Look at that.
Of course, yes.
Oh, that's right. I put in shake lines. Oh, wow. Good job, me. Oh, yeah, there we go. Trying to figure out the pose. Yeah, how big was the asteroid going to be in this one? Oh, those are the final ones. That was a nice one. I think around this time was when I started to become very aware of where the UI was positioned in the game. After putting in the illustration, I was like, I can't change this illustration because there's nothing wrong with it, but people can't see that character's face.
Yeah.
Anyway, my point here is that I tweak so much and so often, so we'll get to it eventually. It's just a matter of time. And of course, there's things I would want to fix about this. And that's when I would add it in the palette. So late in my process.
Yeah.
But this is also a great illustration. I try to be complimentary to myself about illustrations because there's usually so much negativity going on in my brain of like if I look at somebody else's art and I'm like, man, they do so much better work than I do, and then I think, this probably has to be some kind of like balancing voice
Yeah.
counterbalance that.
And I think a good thing to remember is, that illustration that one artist that you really like they did, and you're like, that's the coolest thing ever? Here's the thing. That artist wants to redraw it too.
So yeah, no doubt. They're probably picking out things that like every artist is picking out something.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just want to point out the red shoes here, and the other version of the character has blue. I think I just chose red because I was like, oh well, it's a pattern in the,
Yeah. In your color palette.
It's in the color palette. I'm not sure how long this took, but I want to say that this illustration took the least amount of time because I really love drawing faces and expressions, so I was just kind of like, oh, we're just going to draw them happy. I love that Procreate has this ability to kind of like, you know, oh, I didn't realize I used that background for the queer games thing too. I must really like the gradient backgrounds. Oh yeah, now you're gonna see all the different like iterations of this one.
Yeah.
This was very fun. I was like, okay, triangle. By the way, I totally drew in this character and then I was like, nah, I'm not gonna put him in the main screen.
Mm.
Because the more that I like tried to draw him, the more I was like, he doesn't match the vibe of the entire thing. He's like a zombified like type dude.
Yeah.
He didn't look very ominous. He looked hungry. Is the word that I would use.
Zombie named Dave or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think his name's
Eve.
John. What's his face?
Oh yeah, John. What's his face?
Yeah.
How could I forget?
Well, you just
That's
did.
kind of the point, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, I put in some shadow marking. I should probably bring that back. Then I was like, okay, we're making more zombie, and I was like, he just looks
He
hungry.
just looks hungry.
I was like, all right, let's make the dinosaur then. More angles, even more angles. Okay, then I was like, oh, maybe he's a monster. Okay, now he just looks like he just looks like he's at his limit of being hungry.
Yeah.
Like, I really need a sandwich.
That John, what's his face? Just gets a little hangry sometimes.
Yeah, he just does get a little hangry sometimes. Oh. I think we'll walk through the rest of this, and then I'll show you. We'll start to like close up the stream, I think. Um, but I just wanted to show you this like very very long video for the express purpose of just being like, this is how much tweaking goes into stuff. So like when
Yep.
you're like, every time I think like, oh, I can't draw this, it's like, yeah, maybe your first time, sure, but like it's never your first time when you're making art. It's like always, you're always iterating and trying to figure out like what's the next thing. I love my like weird Mark Zuckerberg character.
Mm.
No, past CJ, it's not working out. You're just gonna have, yeah, there we go. All right.
Now we're doing Godzilla.
So now
Legally distinct kaiju. Excuse me.
now we're getting to the point where we were at the start of the stream. So now you can see the progress that we've made thus so far. So if you think about like this small slice is a 2 hour ish slice, like 1.5 hour slice, then like over the course of this was like 10, 12 hours or more, just drawing and like messing with it.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, we did. Oh, then we talked about Kopix. And now we're getting into the review of this. Yes, great. All right, cool. Yep, and then you can see the images down here. Perfect. I realized I have to bring, after watching this, I realized I have to bring back the sketch because the sketch has some buttons that I forgot to ink. And also some but yes, so we're at this point now. I agree with you, the face is a little wonky, so I'll come back and fix it later. But that is it for our art stream, and I'll probably continue working on this as things are continuing. So you may be wondering, wow, where can I buy such a game as such as this? You may wonder that. Thanks everyone. Thanks, Pero. In fact, you could get it on itch. This game is
A little further on the left.
Oh, there it is.
There
Yes.
we go.
Help! I've been cursed with bubble butt. So yeah, you can see some of the slides and things in here. So you could check it out here, or there are a lot of bundles that Bubble Butt is currently in. In fact, I was gonna say, where's
Possible that you already have Help I've Been Cursed with Bubble Butt in your itch library. All depends on how often you buy bundles.
Wait a second. Where is the Power of Pride bundle? There it is. There it is. So Bubble Butt is part of this like gigantic bundle. That's called the Power of Pride, and there's a $60 edition and a pay what you want edition, and we are currently you should check it out. There are 396 games in here. It's insane. Oh my goodness, there's a boon in here.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely check it out. All right, we're going to end, but thank you very much for everybody who was, hanging out with us and tuned in. Have a great night. We usually stream every Monday night. We're gonna stream next Monday, and then we might switch up our schedule a little bit. So we will let you know on our Discord and on our socials and stuff. So please feel free to follow us on YouTube, on Twitch, and then also we do have a members Discord that you can get to from our website at playterranova.com. Any... no, not that. Any other thing that you want to add, Matt?
Yeah. We will see you next week at the same time. And you can support more game development stuff and illustrations and things that we're doing at coffee.com/illumines.
Thank you. Yep. All right. Take care, everyone. We will see you on Monday, same time.